I would like to begin this presentation with a simple definition. The onosecond. You might be asking, what is an onosecond? Or, who is this guy on screen? I'll answer the first question right now and the second in a moment. The onosecond is the fraction of time before one realizes that they have made a crucial mistake after the mistake was made. That's all it takes. 2 seconds, 2,000 milliseconds, or 1 onosecond. That's all it takes for scammers, hackers, spammers, and more to access your information and take you for a ride. Hello, and thank you for joining me today for our special presentation, 30 Minutes to Savvy Cybersecurity, 5 threats every person and business faces, and how to fight them. My name is Josh Johnson, and I am the newest advisor here at Connor Wealth Management Raymond James, and I'm going to be giving you a shortened presentation of my normal cybersecurity seminar. We'll cover the most important threats and actions that you can take, but it doesn't cover everything. You should all have received a 2-sided reference card when you walked in today. That card provides you with other actions to take that we don't have time to cover. So let's get started. Problem: your information has likely been exposed. Are you one of these 14 million people? Has your personal information been exposed in a data breach or a hack? The statistics say most likely. In the past few years, we've had record-breaking breaches. You only see a few of the big ones here on screen, though. The cell phone carrier T-Mobile exposed data of over 54 million people. 500 million Facebook users were victim to a data breach that exposed their phone numbers, names, locations, email addresses, and more. Yahoo took first place for the biggest breach in history, with news of that hack affecting every single Yahoo account. That's 3 billion users. And these are only some of the breaches that have occurred in the last few years. And given those statistics, it's likely that your personal information has already landed in the hands of a hacker. In addition, new threats are exposed every single day. Even as we sit here now, a vast array of cyber attacks are pounding at the walls of security networks built to protect you and your digital persona on the internet. Now, what I'm going to say next may sound a bit dramatic, but it's completely true. There is a dark world of forces and criminal networks that conspire day and night to steal your username and password, obtain your social security number, open credit cards in your name, drain your bank accounts, and seize your computer for ransom. I encourage you all to take a moment after this lecture to check out the website on screen. Simply entering your email into this page will tell you if you have suffered a data breach. It's an amazing resource that you should all take advantage of. The authors of the book Cybersecurity and Cyberwar contend that a cyber world war is underway, and we're all involved. Our biggest problem, they say, is that we face a cybersecurity knowledge gap. That's why I'm here today. I'm worried for all of us, myself, my family, my clients, and the community. It's a serious growing problem, but I don't think it's a reason for despair. Most people don't realize how vulnerable they are, or what they can do to maximize their security. But by the end of my presentation today, I will guarantee you that you will leave better prepared to protect yourself, your family, your business from the quietly raging cyber wars targeting us all. So today, I'm here to help you create your personal cybersecurity system that will keep you and your family safe. First, you're going to take a short quiz to determine your current cybersecurity score. We'll do that in a moment. Then, once you know your vulnerabilities, I'll teach you the new cybersecurity rules. These are actions that you can take to boost your score. At the end of this presentation, I'll ask you to fill out the action pledge. You'll pick 3 actions to take right away and sign and date the form. Part 1, discover your score. Now we'll ask everybody to take out the card that they were given earlier tonight. Under the scorecard section, take a few minutes to answer the questions yes or no. And if you're watching this online, I recommend that you go ahead and pause the video here for just a few moments. Okay, now give yourself 5 points for each question you answered yes. Add up your points and determine your rating by looking at Part B. Don't be discouraged if you scored low. Most people do. Knowing where you stand is the first step in creating your cybersecurity plan. Now, we won't be able to go over all of these topics today, but feel free to ask questions at the end of our presentation about anything we may not have covered. Let's get started. Part 2. Learn the new cybersecurity rules. 3 cybersecurity mindsets. I believe you can develop 3 cybersecurity mindsets to strengthen and maintain your cybersecurity so that staying safe is simple. The 3 mindsets cover various parts of your life and overlap to form a sweet spot of actions that will boost your cybersecurity score. Each mindset alone provides greater security. However, a combination of the 3 really makes you secure. The mindsets are secrecy, omniscience, and mindfulness. The new cybersecurity rule. I believe you can develop these 3 mindsets to strengthen and maintain your cybersecurity so that staying safe is simple and easy. The 3 mindsets cover various parts of your life and overlap to form a sweet spot of actions that will boost your cybersecurity score. Each mindset alone provides greater security, but the combination of the 3 really makes you secure. The mindsets again are secrecy, omniscience, and mindfulness. We all need more secrecy in our lives, and that's why our first key idea is adopting a new level of secrecy can boost your security and cyber confidence. The secrecy mindset entails keeping your personal and private data private. With all the massive amounts of data breaches we have suffered by corporations and governments, we need to act as if our personal data already exists in the hands of cyber criminals, because it likely does. We need to draw a tighter ring of security around our personal data, and that starts with your email. Our email address is the key to our digital lives. We share it with countless organizations, businesses, and people. If you use the internet for any amount of time, you have entered your email address at least one or many online accounts for shopping, traveling, exercising, gaming, dating, and more. We don't think twice about it, but having your email address in so many databases puts you at a significant risk. Hackers routinely breach the security of global networks. Many organizations have been hacked. Those organizations may hold your email address. That stolen personal data, paired with poor email security, leads to disaster. Robert Siciliano, CEO of IdentityTheftSecurity.com and security writer, explains, "It has been said that if you own a person's email, you own the person. That means that once your email is hacked, pretty much your entire digital life is up for grabs. So even if you've done your due diligence to have all of your passwords be different, if your email is hacked and is associated with the other online accounts, the hacker could simply use a password reset code and get access to all the other accounts. Now, you may not care if somebody hacks into your Food Network or Yelp account, but you certainly don't want your online banking exposed in the same way. This is why you need to create a separate secret email for your financial accounts. This email address should be unidentifiable. Don't use your first name, last name, initials, or any other identifying information. It should also be protected with a strong and unique password. A separate email address reduces your digital footprint, and if your primary non-financial email is exposed in the hack, it will not be connected to your financial accounts. This is a key step in boosting your security. We all need to put a special layer of security on our all-important accounts, such as email, online banking, and social media. That extra layer is a relatively new trend in online security called two-step verifications, or sometimes two-factor authentication. It should be added to any account that you have that supports the technology. With this approach, when you start to log into an account online, you're sent a short-lived, one-time passcode. You must use that code to finish logging in. You can receive this code via text message or something called an authenticator app. An authenticator app is the most secure option, as it is the most difficult for hackers to compromise. Some popular authentication apps are Google Authenticator, Microsoft Authenticator. This method stops your accounts from getting hacked because it requires two separate things: something you know and something you have. The temporary code. So even if a hacker has your password, he won't gain access, and you'll be alerted if someone is trying to break into your account. If you get a code and you haven't tried to log in, you know something is up. At that point, you'll want to change your password immediately. And that brings us into our key idea 2. Completing certain actions help you achieve financial cyber omniscience and thwart fraud. This is a very, very important part of this session. We are under attack, and we need to know what is going on with our cybersecurity at all times. That is why this second key idea is so important. And it's part of achieving cyber omniscience that this seminar is really looking to do. So, this is absolutely critical to everybody's cybersecurity. Let's see what I mean. Now, here's something that most people don't quite understand about their credit files. By default, our credit files are open. That means anyone with enough information to impersonate you may be able to open a new line of credit in your name. It happens all the time and is a major source of identity theft. When you consider how many private and public organizations have been hacked, institutions we've trusted with our social security numbers, employment history, and other details about our financial lives, you need to be worried about the state of your credit file at the big three agencies. We need to take back control of our credit through a credit freeze. A credit freeze locks your credit file with a PIN at each of the three credit bureaus. No new credit can be issued in your name unless you lift the freeze with your special PIN. You will have to contact each of the credit bureaus separately, though. Credit freezes are free in every state, thanks to a new federal law that used to cost a lot more money, like $10. And a credit freeze will put you in control. It's a way to be more secure and monitor your credit for illegal activities. With a credit freeze, you can prevent identity theft from happening instead of cleaning up after your identity theft nightmare. But it's not just your credit that you need to be concerned about. Experts say that 500,000 children suffer from identity theft every year. Why? Their clean credit records are attractive to thieves looking to open new accounts without any issues. And then the theft can go unnoticed for years, as parents and guardians often don't think to check their children's records. But childhood identity theft can lead to a lifetime of fraud and ruined credit. The first step in protecting your children is by ensuring that they have no credit report by contacting all three of the credit bureaus, Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. Parents should send a letter including copies of their children's birth certificates, listing them as the parent, their driver's license, and proof of address to all three of the credit reporting agencies, and ask for a manual search of their child's social security number. If no report is found, you're in luck. You should still periodically check on your child's status, however. If a report is found, it's usually a sign that your child has been victimized. Ask the credit bureaus to immediately place a credit freeze on your child's records and investigate further. You can now request a credit freeze for your child in every state. Previously, it was dependent on your state of residence, but now it's a federal law. You will have to contact all three of the bureaus individually. Key idea 3. Our third cybersecurity key idea has to do with mindfulness. Achieving a sense of mindfulness when it comes to cybersecurity allows you to stay alert without becoming fatigued. What does that mean? We need to be in a state of relaxed alertness when dealing with cybersecurity. Fighter pilots have an acronym for this called OODA. It stands for Observation, Orientation, Decision, and Action. Zen masters use the phrase mindfulness. When Google completed their own analysis of worldwide cybersecurity practices, they also recommended mindfulness as a key part of cybersecurity. Mindfulness relates to your day-to-day cybersecurity practices. Now we're going to go over some of the methods that hackers and scammers use to acquire your password. Phishing scams. Phishing scams are a time-tested strategy that can be enhanced by AI to craft convincing emails impersonating reputable organizations. For instance, you might get an email from your bank asking for updated details, but it's actually an imposter seeking your credentials. Imposter scams involve fraudsters posing as trusted entities like government agencies. AI enables them to mimic voices, making them seem authentic. You might get a call from the IRS asking for immediate payment. Remember, the IRS won't call for immediate payments. These tech support scams, offer fake tech assistance. Scammers use pop-ups or calls to gain access to money or your devices. You might see a pop-up claiming your computer is infected, urging a call for help. It's a scam aiming to take your money. Grandparent scams play on your emotions, pretending to be a relative in need. AI helps scammers research and personalize their approach. You might get a call from your grandson asking for bail money. It's likely a scam, so hang up. Deepfake technology, driven by AI, manipulates videos or images to create realistic yet fake content. Scammers impersonate celebrities to deceive people. You might see a video of a celebrity promoting an investment. It's likely a computer-generated scam. Malware attacks. AI-powered malware attacks are more advanced and harder to detect. Scammers use AI to create smart malware that bypasses your security measures. You might download a harmless-looking file, but it's malware working in the background. One of the biggest threats today is a strain of malware. It's called ransomware that kidnaps your computer and holds it for ransom. In this attack, hackers infect your device with malware that locks everything on your computer using encryption. You can no longer access any of your files. In order to get your files back, you have to pay the hackers a Bitcoin ransom. There's a 10-second cybersecurity rule that will help you fend off all of the phishers. This acronym is email. It stands for examine messages, inspect links, and inspect links. Sorry. Hackers are sending out billions of these messages every day, phishing scams. Most get caught in your spam filter, but some find their way to your inbox. Let's take a look at the first half of this acronym now. So, I'm just going to talk to you about a quick story here from the White House. So, the wife of John P. Holden, assistant to former President Barack Obama, and the former director of the White House Office of Science and Technology received an email which she believed to be from her husband. It asked for the password to their Xfinity home and internet account. Ms. Holdren sent out the password and went about her day. But she hadn't sent the password to her husband. Rather, she sent it to a political hacking group, who, with this password, redirected all of the Holdren's phone calls to the Free Palestine movement line. The Holdrens joined a long list of victims, including CIA Director John Brennan and Director of National Intelligence James Clapper. Had the Holdren's wife known that the 10-second email rule I'm about to teach you, she may have not fallen for the scam. The first half of this acronym, examine message, starts with the subject line. Phishers try to get us to react quickly to an urgent situation. Often, they will make the subject line something frightening, such as warning, account closed, or security alert. Some are more subtle, but require you to take action. For example, mail delivery failed, return message, or sender incoming fax received. Subject lines like this should alert us that this may be a phishing attack. Next, we need to discover the true sender of the email. Phishers can spoof the form line to appear to be from a legitimate business or organization. You can determine the true sender by hovering your mouse over the display name. A small box will appear with the true email address. Other suspicious things to look for include greetings that refer to you as customer, sir, or madam, instead of your name, poor grammar, or a vague signature line with false information. You should be suspicious of unsolicited emails with attachments. Never click to open an unsolicited attachment. What presents itself as a resume, receipt, or payment could be an exe file that plants a virus on your computer or seizes it for ransom. The second half of the email requires you to inspect links within the message. Like you did with the sender, hover your mouse over any links or hyperlink text. Be sure that the link is truly directing you to the correct website. If it looks fishy, delete it. You can always contact the organization to ask if that email is what they sent. This is an action that needs to become part of your daily cybersecurity practices. Make it a habit so that you can thwart off phishers without thinking about it. Part 3, take action. We've learned a lot today, and now it's time to take action. Research shows that we're more likely to do something if we write it down. So now take out your reference card, again, and turn to the backside. Take a look at the checklist and write down 3 actions that you plan on taking immediately. Sign and date your action plan commitment. Just go ahead and complete your action plan now so you can take it home and implement it. I'm going to be silent for a moment, and I recommend that if you're watching this online, you pause the video here. Okay. While you finish up your action plan, I'd greatly appreciate it if you could take a minute or two and give me your feedback on this presentation. There are just a few easy questions to answer. And while you're doing that, I want to inform you about some additional cybersecurity resources. First, this is a new book that complements this presentation and will educate you on the items we did not talk about today. It's called the Hack-Proof Your Life Now, The New Cybersecurity Rules, and it's available on Amazon. You'll also see that if you want a 30-minute one-on-one cybersecurity checkup with me or someone on my staff, there is a place for you to indicate that on your card. If you'd like to come to our office and do that, it's completely free, no obligation, and it's a service that we offer to the community. We're glad to guide you in this matter. You'll also see a place on the feedback form to indicate if you'd like to receive a follow-up from us to check in to make sure that you have taken care of your cybersecurity action steps. It's a simple accountability checkup from us by email or phone. Again, it's free and no obligation. I also send out an occasional newsletter to my clients and people on my list. It includes articles and tips about cybersecurity, in addition to news and articles about financial planning and investing. I'd be glad to add you to the list, so feel free to sign up at the link. At the sign up box at the bottom of the website. Now you have the core knowledge to create your own personal cybersecurity plan. I hope that you found our presentation to be helpful and informative in terms of your thinking and commitment to cybersecurity. It's totally doable to be safer and more alert on the internet. Once you're done with your action plan, I'm available to answer all of your questions afterward. Thank you for coming and participating. And remember, we're here looking out for you.